Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa at the Iowa Power Farm Show and visiting with Clark's Ag Supply. Of course, we all know they make the EasiLoad product, and I'm here with the owner, Tom Beck. Tom, good to see you.
Good morning.
Tom, first off, I have to compliment you on EasiLoad. When I have seen these things sold at auction over the years, boy, the prices are strong, and people say really good things about what you make. So, hats off to what you do.
Yeah, they sold. It was an 11, I think it was 11 or 12-year-old model over by Schuyler, Nebraska last week,
Okay.
and it actually brought about $1,400 more than it was paid for when it was new.
Nice.
And so
go.
so we got a product that not only works when you're using it, but it holds its value.
Right.
So.
Well, again, I can vouch for that. No question. All the years tracking auction prices. Now, Tom, you started Clark's Ag Supply back almost 20 years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, Clark's. We didn't know what to name it, so we're in Clark's, and we looked out and seen the Clark's sign. So let's call it Clark's Ag Supply. And
Clark's, Nebraska now,
Clark's,
right?
Nebraska. And,
how big is Clark's, Nebraska?
It was bigger a couple weeks ago. We lost a couple people, and when you got 300 people, it's pretty good percentage when you lose 2 or 3. But yeah.
And you grew up right around Clark's?
I grew up my whole life there. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Farming, and you've been in the seed business a long time, also.
Yeah,
correct?
I've been in the seed business for 29 years.
Okay.
A couple different companies we had, and kind of took over from my father years ago, and then we went to another company.
Okay. Well, tell us how you got into the tender business here.
Well, actually, the first pro box, the first seed box that I ever unloaded, I have 3 boys, and at that point in time, they were a lot younger, and I threw them inside the pro box and with 5-gallon buckets, and we bucketed it out. And I filled my planter with 5-gallon bucket out of a pro box. I said, there's got to be a better way to use these pro boxes. So that's what we did. We had a fabricator in town, and we went to them, and that's how we got started building.
Sure. That was 99?
That was in 99, 2000 is when we opened up.
Well, tell us how the business has grown over the years. I know your product line has really expanded out.
Yeah, what we do, we listen to farmers. They'll come to us at these farm shows. They'll call us, and we'll talk to them. They'll sit there, and during the wintertime, farmers got time on their hands, and they like to talk. But we tell them to come back and tell us how to improve our product, or what do you want, or what can we do to make your life safer, simpler.
Sure.
But we got to do it cost effective. We can't be that outrageous price and just say, hey, corn is $5. We're going to raise our price, and we're going to kind of take advantage of it. I don't do that. Being a farmer, so I feel the pain on the other side.
Cool. Now, Tom, you built out your network. You have a number of seed dealers that actually sell your product around the country. Is that correct?
Yeah, what we do, we've got all the way from Greeley, Colorado, all the way out to south of Buffalo, New York, Shantytown, Maryland, York, Pennsylvania, and everywhere in between.
Okay. Well, why don't you give us a little walk around with the EasiLoad here, and
all right.
And what do we have here at the show?
The one we got here is a Low Pro 2 box.
Okay.
We have this one in the show because it's sold, so we bring stuff that we can get rid of and we don't have to bring it home.
Sure.
But the key on these, on our design, is low profile, low height. Okay. This one's 30 inches off the ground, so if you get into hills or you get grandpa pulling it, or maybe the 16-year-old kid, instead of being 60, 70 inches tall, this is going to be a little safer, closer to the ground, hopefully.
Yeah, I know from visiting with you, it seems like safety is really towards the top of your priority list.
Well, when you're in the heat of battle of planting season, you're looking over your shoulder at the weather, you're watching the markets, you're wondering if your decisions are right. Sometimes you don't think about, well, hey, I've got 10,000 pounds, or even our 4-box or 6-box tenders. You got that much weight, you kind of forget what you're doing, and you start pulling down the road, thinking of things. We gotta be there for you. So that's when our safety comes in.
Customers appreciate that about EasiLoad.
They do. We'll talk to them. We'll go through about what style, what model they need. Okay, are you going 40 miles away? How do you need a 4-box, and then do you need a gooseneck that you can pull, and if you're going to be traveling 60 mile an hour with it. So yeah, we build them to fit. We build. Yeah.
And how many different models or versions, I guess you'd say, of EasiLoad do you put out there?
You take with the skid. We can make anything into a skid. We can put goosenecks on them. We got the box tenders. We've got 8-box tenders. We got the bulk tenders. We got a 120 bulk, 200 bulk, 300 bulk. So yeah, we got like 18, 19. We can build to fit.
All right. Well, let's go around and take a closer look at EasiLoad, Tom. And you point out some of the features to us here that are important.
Well, like I said, this one here is 30-inch deck height, okay? So we're low. We go to our 3 and 4 box, we're only 6 inches higher. So we're still low profile to the ground.
Okay.
Never leave the ground with ours. You're not crawling up on the machines.
Right.
We got the electric lift.
Yep.
We got fingertip control. You start your motor, everything's idling. You hear it whomps the motor, you're moving the seed, let upon it, idles back down. We can put a remote control on there. We put a toggle switch for the central field planters. We've designed them as planters have grown. This tender here's got 14.5-foot tall auger. It'll reach any planter out there. You take the inner planters, Iowa, Illinois, where you don't have irrigation, you got the inner planters.
Yep.
You got problem reaching in front to that front row of boxes. We've designed ours. We've actually dropped it 6 degrees. We reach out about 7 foot, so we reach over the top.
Okay.
So we're one of the few that can reach that. So
very cool.
there again, we adjust to the farmer. So.
Listening to your customer, that's a powerful thing to do, isn't it?
And our lockdown system is kind of one of the unique. We're the only ones that really have this lockdown. What we had was one simple handle releases the boxes. Same handle locks them down.
When did you add that?
We had that in 2011. Yeah, we applied and got a patent in 2011.
Okay.
So.
And what do we talk? I mean, price point across? I know you have quite a variety of products.
This tender here is $10,990. Our more economical 2 boxes $89.90. So we go from $89.90. We can get up to $25,000 on the big bulk.
Okay.
So.
And how's interest level been at the show and end of 17, early 18 for you, Tom?
Yes. My plea to farmers is don't wait till January, February to order seed tenders.
Yeah.
Order them in July and August. But it's been fantastic. You know, with the corn price being down, yields have been good. We're seeing that. We're seeing that reflection of that. The show's been fantastic. The first 2 days has been awesome.
Cool. And what do you attribute the surge of recent interest? Do you think it's the yields?
I think, yeah, farmers are getting used to it. Not that we want to. Me being on that side of the fence too.
Right.
But as you sit down, you go to your banker, you see where you are. You go, hey, I was going to update. I was going to update sometime, and we keep our costs. We haven't went up in 4 years. We haven't went up in price.
Wow.
And actually, we have some show discounts, and that comes from me going to the fabricator and saying, guys, we want to sell equipment. In this economy, we're going to need to come down. And they actually sharpened their pencil and said, hey, if you order X amount at a time, a little larger amounts, we can come down, and we did. So we're passing that on.
Wow. That's, well, you come at it from the farmer's angle, farmer yourself.
I want to keep the business going. I want to keep, I don't want to come to shows and people walk by us and say, well, these guys it's a good tender, but it's way too high. And, at the show yesterday, we literally had 3 guys that had bought tenders last year or 2 from us, and they stopped to shake our hands.
Well, interested, people walk by. I know you mentioned that it happens at Louisville all the time when you're there. Your customers will stop and just kind of thank you for the product. That's got to be pretty gratifying.
That's like I tell my wife, that's almost as good as getting a check. It's right there.
Well, they're believers and they've seen it work. And,
yeah, that helps our confidence. So when we're selling, that helps us. Like I say, yesterday we had 3 guys that had, and you kind of wait for that guy that something went wrong and it's a machine. And,
right.
And these guys were just, they shook our hands 2-3 times and they thanked us. And I said, hey, I'll give your money back and go get the machine. And the one wife said, you're not going to take that machine from me.
You're not taking it. Well, again, and we see at auction the resale value very strong, a reflection of how people feel about your product, Tom. So now I understand your son, youngest son, is back in the business with you?
Yeah, I got Nick. Nick's back in the office, back in Clark's.
Yeah.
He's answering the phones, doing sales. He helps with assembly, doing that. I got Brian, my middle son. He's in Lincoln, Nebraska, but he does a lot of our tech stuff, Facebooks and the posts and the keeping the website up and stuff.
Now, on the topic of your website, that's clarksagsupply.com, is that correct?
Clarksagsupply.com.
Okay. So folks, do you have dealer locator or your seller locator, or they just...
We do. We have all the states. We have all our reps of who's selling for us, yeah.
And folks can just reach out to you guys too in Clark's?
Yep.
Okay. But Tom, I got to ask you, almost 20 years in the business now, you've seen it grow. What is it that you still love most about the business?
The best thing about it, money is money, but the best thing about it is the friendships. We'll go to Louisville. We got these two guys that'll bring us every year. They both have bought tenders from us.
Sure.
But they'll bring us a box of donuts, and we would never met these guys. And Larry and Bud, and then they'll throw their coats off, and they'll be
Larry and Bud.
Larry and Bud.
Where are they from?
They're from down by Owensboro, Kentucky.
Okay.
And they called here the other day to make sure we were coming.
Yeah.
And, we go out to Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania. Now we've been out there. We go to State College, Pennsylvania, Fort Wayne, Indiana. We got people come up and sit down for 20 minutes and talk to you. And we've developed friendships that we never would have had.
Could you have envisioned this 19 years ago when you started?
No.
Tom?
No, when I just needed four tenders built for my my own business.
Right.
And then I was told to go sell 6 of them. So.
Well, it's kind of the American dream there. You had an idea, you found a better way, and you made it, and look where you are now.
I always say it beats raising hogs.
Hey, Tom, thanks for telling us about EasiLoad and Clark's Ag Supply, and thanks for doing what you do.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, folks, I'm here with Mark Fowler from Moulton, Iowa. Now, Mark, you are a seed dealer.
Yes.
And you also have been selling for Tom for a couple of years, selling the EasiLoad. Why don't you tell us how that happened?
Saw the EasiLoad tender at one of my other rep locations. Liked the height on it instead of real high tenders, box tenders. Looked very easy to work with. Rep that had one really liked his.
Okay.
I hooked up with Tom got him on the phone. Met up with him over by Nebraska City to pick up my first purchase of one, and talked to him about me becoming a dealer for him, and he signed me up, and it's worked great ever since.
Nice. So you saw how it worked, and you were just sold on it.
Yes.
Now, what is as you've sold these things, Mark? What has your customers' reaction been?
Customers have been very satisfied with them. Very little, if any, breakage in seed.
Okay.
It's got the poly auger. Very gentle on the seed. It doesn't seem to break seed.
Okay. And you were mentioning also down in southern Iowa, there around Moulton, Centerville, you got some rolling ground down there?
Yes. And that's more attracted me to it. Actually, I bought the standard 2-box for my business when I started. Okay. When I met with Tom, he had a 3-box Low Pro, which we're standing by now.
Okay. Yep.
It is a lower profile, a 30-inch deck, and works very, very well, easier than to me on the standard, which is a 40-inch deck.
Okay.
So just getting them closer to the ground, getting your top end weight down instead of high in the air, works better for our demographics.
Okay.
So.
And Mark, tell us about working with Tom.
I'm sorry?
Tell us about working with Tom.
Tom's great to work with. I call him or his son Nick and meet him to get tenders, whatever I need, he takes care of it. We get it.
Very cool.
He's great to work with.
And Mark, what is your seed business again?
I actually sell for Pioneer Seed.
Okay, down in Moulton, Iowa.
Moulton, Iowa.
Mark Fowler. Well, look Mark up, folks, and thanks for telling us about your experience with EasiLoad and selling them. How many years now?
3 years.
Thanks much, Mark.
Thank you.